Welcome back everyone. In this video tutorial, we will build a live real-time chat application using MERN Stack. So let's check first of all the demo that what we are going to build in this video. So for example, here we can just send our, let's log out from the system. I will show you the demo from the start. So first of all, we will press with this page. So here we can log in or register. So let's press this button. We move directly to the login page, or we can directly press the sign up to create a new account. For example, let's create a new account. Before we had just 3 accounts. Okay, let's create it. Asif Khan. Password 12345, and let's insert an image. For example, this one. So let's press sign up button. So we directly come here to the login page. So let's log in. Press login. So we directly log in as Asif Khan. So we can see the Asif account here in the list because right now the Asif account is logged in. So he can see other users which have created accounts like Latif, Yusuf, and Arif. These 3 users. So let's, for example, press one of them like Yusuf. Okay. So after right now they didn't chat before. So let's create a chat. It means send a message to this one. Hi, Yusuf, I am Asif. Press the send button. So it will directly send this message. Look at the send. Let's open this account in another browser like Microsoft Edge. Copy this, paste it, so it will directly move to the home page. So let's log in. I will log in as Yusuf 5, log in. So I have logged in. So here we have Asif, Arif, and Latif, these accounts. So let's press, before we send a message from Asif, so let's press this Asif. What happened? So look at how we have received this message. Okay, hi Yusuf, I am Asif. So let's send a message. At the real time we will see the updates on this browser also. So let's just decrease the size of this one. Yeah, let's send a message now. Welcome, for example. Press send button. So here we will see the message. Look at welcome. We received that message, welcome. So we can directly send again like nice. Press send button. So we directly have the nice here. We can also just chat with another user. For example, let's chat with Arif. So let's send a message to Arif. How are you? So message has been sent to Arif account. If we open the Arif account, so we will see that message there. So let's open it in a new page. So let's log in as Arif. Press login. So let's move to Yusuf. Yusuf has sent a message. Hi from Yusuf. Okay. With Asif, how are you? Asif send a message. How are you? With Latif, we have already messaged these. So let's send a message to Yusuf. Ari, for example. Okay, let's send it. So we have sent it. Let's open it now here. So where I should open that, where I have logged in the Yusuf account. Yes, here I have logged in that here. I am Ari. Look at, I have received that message. I am Ari. So let's send a message back to yeah, I think I am Arif. Yes, this one. Okay, I am Arif. That is okay. So let's send a message that welcome to chat. So let's press send button. So let's open now back that account. So here welcome to chat. Thank you. I will send this one. Press the send button. Thank you. So here we will receive that message. Thank you. So it is how it works. Okay, this chat application. So we can log out from the system. Let's, for example, log out from the system. Also, let's log out here. And here we have the chats. With this one, and with this one, we have these chats. So it is what that we will build in this video using MERN Stack. Okay, we will just implement login, register, verify the user. It means protected routes, and also upload the image of the users, login, register, whatever is that. Okay, with the Scikit.io. Okay, the help of Scikit.io to send the messages at the real time. So let's start. Okay, to create this chart application. So let's first of all open, I have opened the Visual Studio Code editor. I will open a new folder, open folder, and here I will open this empty folder chat app. This is an empty folder. So let's check it. Yeah, this is an empty folder. Now I will create my React and Node.js application, and also I will install all the dependencies, the libraries that we need. So let's first of all create our Node app. Our React app. Okay, sorry. First of all, we will create our React app. So let's create npm create wit. Okay, so wit.js is used to create our React app. So let's assign a project name. So project name is like chat front. Package name press chat front, and let's select React. Okay, so just come here and select React. After selecting React, press enter and come here, select JavaScript. I am using JavaScript. Now let's move cd chat front. After that, npm install and press enter. So it will install all the default dependencies for the React app. So let's wait for it. So after the completion of installation, now let's install those libraries and packages that we need to use in our front-end React app. So come here to Notepad, and here I have listed them. So here I will just copy this line and paste it here. We would like to install these. Okay, npm install Axios, which is HTTP request response library, React Auto DOM for routing, Tailwind CSS, Post CSS, Auto Prefixer. These are these three libraries are for Tailwind CSS to use for the front-end designing, and Scikit.io client, which is a Scikit library package that we will use for real-time chatting. Press enter to install these libraries. So after the installation of these packages, now let's configure Tailwind CSS. So come here to the browser. In the browser, install Tailwind with wit.js. So for that, we have installed Tailwind CSS, Post CSS, and Auto Prefixer. After that, we will run this command. Copy this one and paste it here. Press enter. So it will create config file. Okay, tailwind.config.js. After that, just come here and we will update this area in config file. Come here, let's open config file and we will update this content area. Save that. And what else we need? Just copy these three lines, copy and paste them in index.cs. Save that. Let's also remove other default code. I will uninstall this app.css. We don't need this one, and app.jsx. Let's remove all the default code. Let's add a Tailwind CSS class name, text exl, text rate no rate, sorry, 500. And also let's remove these things. So I have removed the default code. Now what else we need? Let's run our React server. npm run div is used to run our React server. So let's move to this URL. Okay, press this URL. So let's just come here, look at welcome, and this is our new React app. Let's just change this title also, index.html, and here we will just assign chat app like this. That is okay. So this was our React app that we have created. Now let's create our server app. Let's open a new terminal, and in the new terminal, let's first of all create a folder for server app or node app. Press this and we will assign to that chat server. So after that, let's move to cd chat server to this folder, and after that we will install, first of all, run npm init this command to initialize it and create the package file. The package file has been created. Now let's install these packages. Let's copy this line. Bcrypt is password hashing. CORS is cross origin resource sharing. Express is the framework of Node.js. JSON Web Token is for security. Okay, for JWT token to generate the token. And Mongoose is the model for just to interact with the MongoDB. Multer is used to just per file uploading. Nodman is used to refresh our application. Okay, we will use Nodman whenever we make some changes, so it will automatically refresh our Node.js app. Path is used just for the path bar. It means that to add we will use it with image. Okay, I will show you that. Here Scikit.o is used just to create for websiting. It means chatting. So let's now install these packages, paste it. So after that, press enter button to install all these packages. So after the completion, let's run our server app also. First of all, we need to create a file inside this chat server. Let's name it, for example, server.js. And in this server, let's first of all import the Express. So let's first of all move to package.json. We will use let's drag it down. Here we will just assign start nodemon server.js, and here we will just add type module. Okay, type module, it means that we can use now the import statement. If we don't write this, so we cannot import something. It means then we will use the require. For example, we are importing Express, so if we don't write this statement, then we will write const Express is equal to require Express. But if we write this, then we will write import Express from Express. And this nodemon is used to just run our server.js. Whenever we make changes in our server app, so it will refresh that automatically. Let's close it, and here we will just import Express from Express. Const, let's create an instance in app from Express method, and now we will just use app.lesson. We will use just lesson method, and here we will assign a port number, and here a callback function console.log server is running. That is okay. Let's save it and let's run it. So to run this server app, we will simply write npm start. So we paste with an error. It says event and server instance. So here we paste with an error. So let's fix that error. So the error is that 3000 port is already in use in my previous project. So I will just change this to 5000 like this. Now let's check it. Okay, server is running. So this is our server app. Later we will change this code also, but I just showed you how to run our server app. Let's close this. So let's close this and move back to our chat front and React app. And here we will just design our home page. So to design the home page, let's first of all create two folders. The first one is for components, and the second one is for pages. So sorry, I should just delete this one. This is inside because that is inside the components. Delete that one. Pages. So inside pages, let's create the home page. Let's name it home.jsx. And inside the app.jsx, let's implement our React router DOM. So to implement React router DOM, for that let's import browser router routes and route from React router DOM. Let's use it now. Let's remove this. Inside routes, let's define the route. path. The first one path is slash, it means per home page, and element we will add the home page. So let's just import the home page. Let's just import pages slash home page. So let's go back to our just chat app, and we should see our home page. Okay, yeah, slash home page. So let's just write RAFCE, save it. Let's take a look at, we are at the home page. Now we will design our home page. So let's create another div element. We will just assign background to this div element, and here we will just have h2 tag, which is just like per welcome. Let's just write a few icons that we should use. I have used the icons. I will just assign those, like I will simply write like welcome message, and down from that a button, and login slash register. So we'll just let's assign a background to this div element. To assign background, we will use style element, and we will just write here background image, and here let's assign URL to assign background image. So the background image, let's import that from public directory. Let's delete this one, and I will just import an image to this public directory. Let's move to download back, and let's copy this one. Just come here and just import it here, and let's write here slash bg.gfif, and let's check it now. Okay, just come here. Okay, yeah, we have the background image here. We have the background. So let's just add Tailwind CSS classes to bring it to the center. So to bring it to the center, for that let's add last name first of all to this element, flex items center, justify center, h screen, and bg gray and red. And also let's add other classes to this div element. So we will add bg cover, and we will add just the width 2/4. It means that the whole screen, just from the whole screen, take 2 parts of that and bring it to the center. Let's add the height also. The height is, we will dynamically add the height, that is calculate. We will use calculate method, and we will just assign hand derivative h minus, for example, we will just minus from that like 60 pixel, because we will just bring it to the center from this area to this area. Its screen is the whole screen, but it is just 60 pixel minus from that. Let's check it. Okay, let's I will show to you. Yeah, okay, it looks like this. So I will add some other just taxes, some other Tailwind CSS classes to these elements also. So I will add that. So I have added the Tailwind CSS classes like round detail g flex item center. Okay, it will, this flex item center, justify center, what it will do, it will first of all just inline the elements. It means that this will vertically bring items to the center, and this will bring it horizontally to the center. H screen means that the whole screen, the height will be whole screen, and this is the background color. These are just Tailwind CSS classes. Okay, familiar classes like the, here I will add it just for this text like size and opacity and background, and also for this text and style and background. So after these Tailwind CSS classes, so our homepage looks like this. Now whenever we press this login and register button, we will pop up a model to display the sign up and the register components. So let's do it. Let's create first of all 2 components. The first one would be register, the second one would be login. We will just design that. and we will just create a parent component also, which is model. First, I will just design the model, then I will design login and register. So our model should looks like this. Okay, let's just log out whenever we press this. So this is our model. Here we will have a button, close button, and here our form. So let's do it. For that, let's design it. And inside this element, we will have a button for close. Okay, to close. And the button is just an X. We can print an X, or we can just simply write times hash semicolon, and down from that we will print the children. So the children will be passed. So we will pass children to this model component. So let's just add classes to this first parent div element, which is text. Okay, this is text and inset 0. Inset 0, it means top, bottom, right, left 0. And bg gray 800, bg opacity like 75, make it 75, and flex items center justify center z50. Z50, it means that it should be at the top of other components and other tags element. Let's add classes to this one also. AG white, rounded, LG shadow, LG, and we'll add the shadow to this one, and padding would be 6, and width full, max width medium or medium devices. And here we can design just the button also. This button should be at the right side here at the corner. So I will just add these classes also. So after designing this model, now let's import it inside the home page. So just come here and we will import that here. So down at the last, let's import that model. So to this model, what we need to pass, let's just make it. That is okay. Inside this model, we will just import login or register page. Let's first of all just import register. And to this model, is the model open or not? Whenever we press this button, login or register, we will open this model. We will display the model. So for that, let's insert here to this button. On click, we will just insert on click, and we will just open that. It means let's first of all create a variable here, const is model open, set is model open. Is model open or not? By default, the value is false. Now let's come here and we will just create. By pressing this button, we will call set as model open to true. Yes, we will assign true. Come here. That means now the model is open whenever we press this button. So just come here and we will just pass as open, is model open. We will pass these two, set as model open. I have passed these two properties also to the models, and these register or login is children. So let's first of all distract these fields in the model, these props. Okay, first of all is model open, and also set is model open and children. So here we will write if is model open. If it was not true, let's just add here not sign. If it was not true, just simple return nothing. It means that we can return null. Else, if it was not, if it was true, so then it will display this model. I hope that you understand. And also whenever we press this button, close button, so we will close our model. So for that, whenever we press this button, let's just come here and click, and we will call set is model open, and we will pass false to that. Simply like this. Let's check it now, test it now. Just come here back to our chat, press this, look at our model has been opened, and whenever we press this button, it will be closed like this. Now let's just design, we will add just now, we should open register a login. So for that, to open register a login, for that let's move to create back another variable in the home, and we will name it is login, set is login is equal to by default false, by default true. Okay, true. It means by default we will open the login component. Just come here and we will just write is login. If the is login was open, so we will just call login component login. Else we will just call register like this. Simply let's import the login also. Let import login. Let's log in. Save it. By default we will open login. Look at login page. We are at the login page. So let's just design our login page. Let's just move to login. So we will design now our login page. So let's first of all check our login page. How, yeah, our login should looks like this. Let's go back to our code, and here inside this we will just add h2 tag, and this is login, and down from that we will have a div element. Inside that we will have label for name, name input field, which is for just placeholder, enter username. Yeah, this is username, and let's copy this one and paste it for password. And enter password, or we can simply instead of this just write asterisk like enter password. This is also password. And down from that we will have a section for this. Okay, remember me and forgot password. And in this area we will have label, and inside let's just assign a name to this. This is for remember me. And inside this label we will just define an input field, type is checkbox, and down from that we will have a span tag, remember me, like this. Okay, it should looks like this. And just come here, down from this label we will have an anchor tag, which is used for forgot password. Down from that we will have a button, so let's create a button. Or we can simply create the button inside a div element, and this is login button. And down from this button we will just wrap first of all this whole code in a forum. So let's just simply wrap the code in a forum. This is our forum, and down from this we will just have something like don't have an account, sign up. So right now I didn't add the design, the element CSS classes, but let's first of all check it. Let's come here back to our chart. Let's preset. So it looks like this. I will just add now the design. So the element CSS classes. For the classes, I will just pause the video to save time. So I have added the element CSS classes like text to XL and font bold, margin bottom 4 for login, margin bottom 4, and text gray, text width full, text padding and padding X, padding Y, border, and also the same classes. And also like for remember me, flex item center, justify center, it means vertically and horizontally bring items to the center. And inline flex, this is inline flex, and because first of all we have checkbox, then remember me, and item center vertically bringing them to the center, and text read, the text color is read, and margin bottom 4 submit, this is the button, and these are the don't have account sign up, text and text center. So let's check the result. So it is the result and it looks like this. So now let's create two variables to store these values inside those variables. So let's first of all create two variables, const username, set username, use state, default value and empty string, and also for the password, password. Just come here to the input fields to the first one, and here we will just add on click on change, sorry, okay, on change, and we will just set value inside this variable. So for that, let's create an arrow function inside this, and we will call set username, and we will pass e.target.value. It means whatever we are writing inside that input field, that would be stored inside this username variable. We will do something for the like this for password also. This is for password. Here we will call set password. So now whenever we press this submit button, so we will call a function. So for that, let's come here to the forum on submit. We will call handle submit, this function. Let's create this function also. It means prevent default submission. Later, whenever we are just passing data to the server side, then we will write other code for that logic, for that this function to complete. But right now this was okay. But one thing is that whenever we press this sign up button, so we should open the sign up page. So for that, let's create two function inside our just come here, we will create two function inside home page. Yes, inside home page I will create two function. Open sign up, and simply call here set is model open true, and is login, set is login false. It means login is not. Right now we would like to open the sign up, and also we will create another function for the login. In sign up page, whenever we press login, so we will open login model, open login, set login is true, simply like this. So now to open sign up, for that I will just open pass this function open sign up to login. Just come here to the login, and I will distract that open sign up, and I will call that. It's simply just come here sign up, call that function. Let's check it now. Yeah, we are here. Let's press sign up. So register or sign up model has been opened. Now let's design the register. So the register should looks like this. Okay, sign up. Just we will have chart file. Okay, this one to open an application. So just come here, and I can change this text color also to blue. Just come here, login, and this is blue. Make it blue. Yeah, blue color is okay. And let's now just design our register page. So to design the register page, that is the same code. Okay, look at, we have the same field in register, just this one field is extra, so I will just add this one extra page. So let's copy the whole code of login page, whole code of login page, Control A, Control V, just change this to register. Register, copy this, paste it also here, and here I will pass that later. I will pass here open login from the home component, like here. That is okay. Let's come here back to register, and here username, password, and handle submit function, that is okay. And this is sign up simply, and just come here, username, password, and I will remove this remember me section because we don't have that in sign up page. And what else we don't have? So here I will just add already have in account, already have in account. So here just login, press login. So here I will open login, that is okay. Just I will add the file upload field, so I will add that here. Let's first of all check our register page, sign up. Okay, this sign up, I will just add the field of open file field. Okay, so for that simply I will add that. So I have added this div element and a label upload image, and here we have an input field which is the type is file, and these are all the Tailwind CSS classes for file uploading. So let's check the result. So it will looks like this. Okay, just come here to sign up. So this is okay, all the result of that choose file, and whenever you choose a file, so me.png, the name of that file. So this is all the result of Tailwind CSS, that you can just copy these Tailwind CSS classes. You can search in the browser for file upload in Tailwind CSS, so you will find these classes all like file margin right, file py padding y, and file padding x, and rounded full, border 0, text sm. So all of this thing. Okay, also the background color and the text color, so that you can find. So after that, now let's, whenever we upload a file, we will store that in a variable. So let's create another variable, const file set file is equal to use state by default null, and let's just come here on change, and we will call just create function set file e.target dot files 0. It means the first file. So after storing all the variables, so whenever we press the submit button, we will call handle submit function, and we will pass the value into the server side. Yes, so let's log in, let's sign up, and let's close it. So this was the home page, login, register, design. So now let's design, okay, write the code of our server side whenever we press this sign up button. So let's just change this button code, just come here, this is sign up. So by pressing this sign up button, we would like to just create an account. It means that let's write the server side code. So for the server side code, let's I will just close all these things, these files, front end file, and let's also open chart.server, come here to the server.js. Also let's just import, I will import cars from cars. So after importing them up dot cars, let's just use the cars middleware. Whenever we pass the data, that would be converted to the JSON format through this. And let's now create connection with the database. So to create connection with database, we will use MongoDB. So I am using MongoDB server I have installed locally. So let's open MongoDB. This is our MongoDB, okay, database that I have opened. MongoDB Compass I have installed. So to create, I will open it from scratch. I will search MongoDB Compass, open it. So after opening, by pressing this button, we will create connection with our database. So this is our database, MongoDB database. Let's create connection with this database. How to create connection with this? For that, let's move back here, and in the chart server, I will just create a file DB. It means database. Inside that, I will create connection, simply connection.js. Inside this connection, I will import Mongoose, which is used to create connection with our MongoDB database. And here, let's just simply write a function const connect. I will create a function. In this connection function, I will just create connection with MongoDB database. So let's simply write this is async function, asynchronous. So we will make it asynchronous function. Just simply come here and I will just write await mongoose dot connect. Here we will write our URL. So URL, I will get all the secrets and URLs from .env file. It means that we will create now .env files. In .env file, we are always store our URLs, our secret keys like JWT token key and port number. These things we will store in .env file. So let's simply create that .env. Now let's simply write, first of all, I will just write port is equal to 3000. Don't put space between equal sign, and also MongoDB URL is equal to, here we will paste our URL. So to copy the URL, come here to the MongoDB Compass, simply come here, copy connection string and paste that here. Sometimes it pastes the error, just simply write 127.0.0.1. This is also for local host, and here I will assign the database name MERN chat app. This is our database name. Let's now to copy now to use these port number and MongoDB URL. For that we need to write simple like this. Okay, just come here first of all to the port. In the port I will write process.env.port, but right now it will not work. For this to work, come here to the package.json, and after node mon I will simply write env file is equal to .env, simply like this. Now let's close it, come here back to connection, and here I will access the URL process.env.mongodb URL. That was like this. Save it. Here simply write console.log connected with MongoDB. Save it. Now let's import this connect function. Export. Come here to the server and import that. From DB connection, let's call that here. Save it. Let's now check that. So we faced with an error with our connection. I think that is the connection error. Let's check now in the console db.connection.js. So let's just add here .js file. So paste again with error. Must be a string. Got undefined. Make sure that first parameter to mongoose.connect or e.connection is a string. Just come here back to connection, mongoose.connect, connect process.env.mongodb url come here.env. Yeah, this is string MongoDB. Yes, 27 MERN chat app. So everything is okay, but why it is not working? Let's check it. So just come here back, and here instead of this, let's simply write local host. Mongoose from Mongoose, that is okay. Mongoose.connect. So the problem was again the port number, we should change it to 5000 or something else, whatever is that, but the 3000 is used by another project which is running, okay, this project. So that's why it was just generating an error. So after that, changing this, now let's check it. Logout server is running and also connected with MongoDB. So after creating connection with MongoDB, now let's create a model for our user. Okay, whenever we are just inserting a user, so we need to create a model for that. So let's create our folder and name it model or models. Inside models, let's create user.js. Inside this, I will just define the schema for user. So this is the schema for user. First of all, I imported in Mongoose, the user schema, new mongoose.schema. We have these three fields for our user. Username, which is type string, required true, unique true. And password type string, required true. Image type string. We would like to upload also image. We just want to store the name of image in this field. And after that, I have created model, mongoose.model. I have assigned this a name user, which will be stored inside the database, the collection name. And user schema, this is the schema that I have assigned, and then I exported this user model. Now to use this user model, after creating this model, now we will create route for our user. So whenever we pass data, where we want to handle that. So per route, I will create another folder. It means routes. Inside routes, let's write first for the user. I will name it like per sign up per register. I will just write simply like auth. Okay, auth.js. I will name it auth. So here, let's first of all import Express. And after that, we will just simple import. Let's create a router const. Router is equal to express.router. We will call router method, so create router. Now let's create routes for authentication. It means for register and login to implement that. So simply write router.post. First of all, we need just to write for register. And here we will just assign a controller name to call that. And also we need to handle the file upload. So I will implement file upload later. Let's first of all just call here a function, a controller. So here we will call a controller. So let's create a new folder. We will name it controllers. Inside this, let's write register dot controller dot js. Let's create a function inside this. We'll just name it function register. Regis. Export register like this. Let's import that inside auth. And we will assign that register here. So whenever we come directly to this route to the register, so it will call this register function here from register controller here. So let's simply just come here back to auth. I will just export default router and import it inside the server. Import auth router slash we'll just move to routes auth.js. Now let's assign this auth router. Simply we will just write here like app.use slash API slash or we can simply here write chat slash just simply slash, okay, slash user, okay, slash user, and here we will just write assign auth router. We have defined this route. Okay, what the user will do, user will first of all just write chat user and register. After coming to the register route, let's move to, yeah, to the register, it will call register controller. Let's move to controller, and here we will get request and response, and simply let's console.log request.body. I will simply just print the data of body. So let's do it. Okay, let's go back to our front end and I will pass the data. Just come here to the src, to the component, to the register. So whenever I pass the data, so I will just come here, let's pass the data. So for passing the data, I will use Axios. Let's import first of all Axios. Okay, and here let's write axios.post. Here we will write the URL. The URL is http:/localhost colon, the port number is 5000 slash, we will move to chat slash user slash register, and then we will pass the data. The data is, in the data I will just pass the username and password. After that, save it. Okay, simply I will just do it like this. Let's press now, move to the error. I paste with error again. Where is the error? Oh, new error, cannot find module project chart app chat server controller register.controller imported from. Yes, so simply export default register. Okay, just come here, back here, yeah, .js, we should add .js here. So that is okay. Now let's move back to our code and sign up, and here I will insert a name, user and password, something like this. Press sign up button. Let's move here. So look at, we have printed the data, username, user and password, like this. So now we will store this data inside the database. Come here to the register controller, and also we will implement now the file upload. Okay, because we would like to upload the file also whenever we are registering. So for the file upload, I will use multer and to pass the image, and I will store the image inside a folder here inside the server, and I will pass just the path of image to the server, to the database. In the database, I will store just the name of image, but I will upload image inside a folder here in the server. So whenever we are passing data from front end, it means when it contains a file. So for that, we need to just change our data here. Let's come here, and to pass the data, for that we need to create a forum data object like this. Okay, const forum data, new forum data. So after creating this object, now let's just use it. Forum data dot append, first of all username, key value is username, Same to this for password. And also for image. So we'll just change this to image and this to file. So after that, let's just wrap our data through this. This is a sync function. Yes, and we will wrap our code through try catch block. And let's move this line here, and here we will pass form data. So now our data contain a file. So to handle the file, for that, let's just come here for handling the file. First of all, let's import here in this file a multer, which is used for file uploading and file handling. And also we will import the user model. User model. So what was the name? Let's check the models. User. Yes, user model. User model from model. So after importing that, let's import path also from path. It is just that we are changing the path. It means our image. So we will use that later. So let's now define first of all the storage. It means that where we would like to store our image. So we want to store our image. So just come here. Let's close this one. Come here to the server, and I will create a folder public. Inside public, I will create another folder images. So I will store my images inside this public folder images. Const storage is equal to multer dot disk storage. Inside this, first of all, we will define destination. Okay, the destination where you want to store. So here we will get request and response and a callback function. And here we will call just the callback. We need this one. And in the callback, the first parameter is none if there was any error. Okay, this is just for the error. We will place that null. But for the destination, okay, the destination string is public /images. Okay, we want to store our image inside public directory images folder. Now let's come here after destination, the file name. Okay, which name you would like to assign to your file. So we will change the file name request response and callback function. So here again we will call cb callback function, and inside that the first is the error. It means that we will place null for error. And file dot field name, just come here, file dot field name, yes, that was plus then underscore and plus date dot now this function. Okay, call this function plus path dot extension name file dot original name. So what does this mean? Okay, I will just explain it to you. First of all, file dot field name. Okay, the field name that we have used here in our front end. For example, we have just assigned a name image, this image. Okay, after that underscore then date dot now, the exact date right now. Okay, the date. After that path dot extension, this path is used to just extract the extension, whatever was the extension of original file. So append that with this image, and date now append that extension also with that file name. So this was our storage place that we have defined. Now let's just create a function, an instance. Okay, const upload is equal to with multer, and inside this we will just define storage. We will assign this storage to the storage inside multer. So now we will use this upload. We will call this upload whenever we want to just store the image. So now just come here to the register, and inside the register, first of all, we will get, let's try catch if there was any error. So handle that console.log error. Just come here, const, first of all, the username and password is equal to with the request.body. From request.body we will just distract the username and password, but for file, const file is equal to request.files file.file name. So it will read our file. So after reading our file, where we should call this upload function, so we will upload this, we will just call this upload in our route. Okay, here we will call that. Let's export it. So here we will call that upload.single. It means that we would like to upload a single file. The field name is image. First of all, we will check if the user was existed. So then we will just return an error. Const user exist is equal to, now we will use await user model dot find one based on username. If user exists, if the user was existed, so then return response.json. It means that status like 400.json that we will just return a message, user already existed. This is an async function. Asynchronous function. If the user was not existed, so then we will just hash the password. So to hash the password, for that we will use hash password is equal to with await. First of all, we will call await, then bcrypt. We will use bcrypt. So let's first of all import bcrypt. From bcrypt, bcrypt.hash, we will pass password, our password, then salt is just a number, a string, okay, that we will define. So it will just attach different, it means unique numbers with every unique characters with every password. So we will just assign 10. So after that we will create a new user, new model, user model, and inside this we will define now the properties. First of all, username is username, then password, password is hash password, and after that the image is equal to image. The image we will assign file, this file, okay, we will assign this file to image. So after creating the new user, now we will save record to the database. So to save the record to the database, for that simply we are using new user dot save. So after that, what we will do, we will just generate a token, or we don't need a token. Yeah, right now we will not generate a token. We will just move whenever a new record has been created successfully. We will move shift the user to the login page. So simply return a response dot status JSON success. If there was any error, so we will return for the error response dot status 500 dot JSON message error. So we have implemented our registration. Now let's move back to our register front end app. Here we will check now. Okay, here we will just use, this is async function. Here we will use await const response. Response is equal to await. We will pass the data. So app response dot data dot message was equal to with success. So then we will call this function, okay, open login function. It means it will open directly the login. Also we will just place an alert, or we can just simply print the response console response. Save it. Let's try our sign up registration page. What happened? Just come here and we just want refresh it. Yeah, we don't have MERN chat app, so let's try it. Just come here to the login register, come here to the sign up, insert a username, user, password 12345, and also let's select an image. Select this one and press sign up button. So after pressing sign up button, it means that we didn't successfully log into the system. So let's check where is the error. So 5000 chat user register. One, it means where is the error? So the connection refused. Let's check the error. Okay, where is the error? Yeah, so let's just assign here user.js. That is okay. Connected with MongoDB. The sign up button. So we paste again with the error. The error is that, let's check the message network error. Again, where is the error? Let's check the error. File dot field name. Field name, it means that file is not defined. So let's check that. So this is not response. Just come here. Instead of this, we will just receive a file. Save that. Sign up. So the user created successfully. Look at, we directly come to the login component, login model, and also we receive that message success. So let's now check our MongoDB compass. Right now we don't have the database. Let's refresh it. Look at MERN chat app and let's open it, user, and we have our first record user. So after creating that, now let's check the image also. Okay, here look at in the image we have that image that I have uploaded. So that is okay. So after creating successfully registration, now let's implement the login functionality. So for the login, let's move back to login. And in the login, we have stored the values inside it. Now let's just implement the functionality as we have implemented here. Okay, const first of all, just try catch. I will just copy this code and paste that code here and make this function asynchronous, and here we will just move to user login. Instead of register, we will move to login, and instead of this I will pass an object which contain username and password. Got it? Okay, so response message success. If the message was successful, so then we will move to chat component. So to move directly to the chat component, we will import navigate from React router DOM. Let's create an instance of that. Spelling mistake like this. Okay, use navigate, and here like use navigate, not user. Yes, instead of open login, we will move navigate slash chat component. So right now we don't have chat route. Let's add chat route. So we will move to app.jsx, and here we will add that slash chat. In the element, instead of element, we will create a chat component. So let's create chat page. Let's move to server side to implement the functionality of login. Before we created a route, let's create first of all a route for login also. This is login, and we don't need a file upload. Register, instead of register, we will create a login. So let's create that. Just function. This is async function. And we will get request and response here. Name everything. So here we will call now login. So let's go back here to the register controller and to the login, and let's print first of all we will just print the values. Request.body.username. Let's save it, and let's go back here, and here in the login let's insert username and press let's login button. Okay, so let's come here and we will check. We didn't print, it means that request.body.username same function login. This is not an error. Okay, file name already included, file name chat controller register.controller.js, and differs from file name e project node chat app. That is okay, we don't as with any error. So let's register controller is okay. Register.controller.js, register, and log in. That is okay. Everything API user. So let's open the console and let's press again the login. Connected with MongoDB. There is an error in front end. So let's check front side error reference access is not defined. Okay, let's move to the back to the login. Here we will just import access. So that is okay. Let's press now login and let's check it. So we printed the username. It means that we successfully received the data inside our server side. Just come here back to the controller, and in the login now we will implement the functionality of login. So for the login, let's import the same thing. We want to implement something like this. Let's copy this code to save the time. Okay, instead of just creating a new user, I will just remove this new user and also this line of code. And first of all, we will get username and password from request. Then we will check the existed user. If not, it means if the user was not existed, then return 408. Okay, there is an error message, user not existed. Okay, user is not existed, and here we will just check the password. bcrypt.compare, instead of hash we will use compare password user exist dot password. Okay, if the user was existed, so then we will read the password of that user and we will compare with the password which user entered right now. Yes, match password. If not match password, if the password didn't match, so then we will return again an error. Password not matched. So if everything was okay, the username and password was okay, so then we will just generate a token. So to generate a token, we will import JWT. JSON Web Token, which is used to generate a token for us. Const token is equal to JWT dot sign. We will use a sign method, and the first thing is a payload. So in the payload, whatever you want to store, you can store that because you will need to receive it later. This is essential to store the ID or email inside the payload. So I will just store the ID. Let's name it like, I will just write existed user, and like, what was the name? User exist exist.id. So I will store in the payload ID. After that, we need to have a secret key. This secret key should be at least 32 character in a unique key that no one should know about this. So I will write this inside .env file. Just come here to .env, and here I will write JWT key is equal to, so this should be like something secret key. I will just simply write like this, JWT bar chart up. Let's now get that. Come here back to register, and here I will get that process .env .jwt. What was the name? JWT key. The last option is the expiry date. Okay, when you would like to expire this. So for the expire, I will just simply write here expire in expire in, for example, I will just write 1 hour. Okay, after 1 hour this token will not work. If you have this token and you would like to log in through this token, you will not be able to log into the system because the token is expired. After 1 hour you should log in again. So after successfully generating the token, now let's return first of all message success, then token, we will return the token also, and also we will return the user. So we will just, let's return the user also. User exist dot id. First of all, let's just store that inside id. We will return the id and username. The username is that user exist dot username. So in the response after successful login system, I have returned a message, token, and user. The user contains ID and username. Let's come here back to the login. So here, if the response.data.message was success, it should move directly to the chat, and also we will print the response on the console. So let's try it. So just let's go back to login system. I'm here to the login. We have inserted user 1 2 3 4 5. Let's just log in. So look at, we directly move to chat and we have the data here. It means we successfully return the data, success, token, and the ID, the user, okay, which contains ID and username. So we successfully log into the system. So after successful log into the system, now let's store this token and user ID inside local storage. You can use state management like context API or Redux to handle these things. The token should be stored inside cookies or inside local storage, but in this app I will store this inside local storage. So let's store them. So after successful login system, let's just store window.localstorage.set item chat token, and I will store response data token. Also let's store user ID response data user id, so that we have returned the ID, that is okay. So we have stored these two things inside local storage, and we move directly to the chat. It means that whenever we log into the system, so then we will move to the chat. In chat, what we need to do, I will explain to you, I will show to you. So after login system, we have two parts. Okay, we will divide our just display our screen in two parts. The left side, in the left sidebar, we will contain a sidebar. At the right side, we will display our chats, and also down we will have an input field. So let's now design this area. So before that, let's implement the verification. No, the user cannot access the chat page if he is not authenticated, like here. Okay, for example, I am logout. Let's try the chat. So I can't access the chat page because I am not authenticated. But here, if I just try, let's go, because and also that is okay. Okay, let's just come here, and I directly want to access chat. So I will access the chat page. So let's authenticate the user. If the user was not logged in, so he should not access the chat page. So for the verification, let's move. We will create a middleware. Just come here back, and to the server side code, I will close all these things. First of all, come here, close it also. I will create a new folder inside server, and I will name it middleware. Inside middleware, let's create verify user.js. Inside this verify user, I will implement the verification. The user should be authenticated, then he can access the chat page or other page, like he is sending message or receiving the message. He should be logged in, authenticated. and I will call this verify user on every route. For example, whenever I would like to access the chat page, so I should verify the user. So for the verification here, we will create a new route, and that would be verify, and just come here, and here we will call verify this verify. Okay, verify middleware. So let's create first of all that const verify user is equal to, this is async function. We will get here request response and next. I will show you next why we have used the next. Export default verify user. So let's import it here, verify user. After importing that, we will call a verify method. So let's import the verify method also. Just come here to the controller, register.controller. So yeah, this is auth.controller. I'm really sorry for naming. Let's change this to auth.controller. Okay, this was auth controller. Yeah, auth.controller.js, that is okay. Just come here now, and here we will create const verify, and we will just create request and response. This is verify method that I am creating right now. Let's export it also. Let's import it now inside the auth routes, and here, yeah, we have that, and let's just import that. So we have used that. So whenever we visit this route verify, so we should directly move to verify middleware, and we will first of all verify authenticate the user. Just come here, but before moving to the verify user to authenticate the user, let's move to the chat component. Okay, just come here, src pages to the chat component. Whenever we come here and visit the chat page, we will call that route. So for that, we are using use effect hook. So here let's const verify user, and here I will just use this is an async function. Const response is equal to a pet axios. Let's first of all import the axios. So axios dot get slash, so the route should be like as we did in login, so that should be like this one. Instead of login, we will just implement the verify. We will not move to login, we will move to verify route. After moving to the verify route, let's now get the check the response. Okay, let's first of all just use try catch block. Now let's check the response. If response dot data dot message was equal to with success, so it can move, it can continue to the chat page. Otherwise, it should directly move. If response message was success, so then it should move directly to the chat page. Else, it will move directly back to the home page. So like this. Okay, just come here, import, use navigate from React Auto DOM, create an instance, slash back to home page. Or implementing, I think implementing it here inside this. Let's just implement it inside the home page. I think the home page, it is better to implement this one. So let's just write here use effect hook, and also let's, yeah, that is verify user. We will just import use effect hook, and also access. So just come here back to use effect hook, verify user, await, and we will move to verify, and let's remove this. If we successfully receive the success message, so then we will navigate back to /chat page. And let's now call this function. One thing else that we should do, we should just pass our token also. In verification, we need to pass our token. Okay, we are doing verification on based on our JWT token that we have stored inside local storage. So to pass local the token, for that we need to implement headers. Inside the headers, we will just pass authorization, and inside the authorization we will just write barrier. After that, our token. So our token is, we will read our token from just local storage like this. Okay, window dot local storage dot get item chat token. So this means that we will pass our token to the with the headers. Okay, we will just call, it means pass our token to this verification route also. Let's just write here comma. Everything is okay. So now let's move back to our auth, to this verify middleware. So after coming here, so now we will just verify the user here. So let's wrap the code inside try catch block. And here, first of all, we need to just read our token. Const token is equal to with the, so here to read the token, we will just use request dot headers dot authorization, and after authorization we will just split that based on space first element. The data that we have passed, let's move back to our home page. Look at, we have passed beer authorization barrier. Let's just wrap it. Where is the error? I don't know. Everything is okay. So we have passed barrier space then our token. So it means that we will split this data, this barrier based on space, then we will leave this first element the token as we did here. Come here to the verify user. So after getting the token, so now what we will do, if not token, if the token was not existed, so then we will return response.status like 401, which is not authorized .json, and we will just return a message or an error unauthorized, like this simple message. But if the token was valid, so then we will just read the data from our token. It means that we will verify our token. Const. So let's just verify our token. We will use JWT. So let's import JWT. JWT.verify. We will just call verify method. First of all, we will pass our token, then our process.env, our secret key, JWT token. I think the name was JWT token. Let's check that inside the server. JWT key, Control Z, Control C, Control V, JWT key. So after that, whenever we call this verification method, so it will give us our payload, our data. This decoded will store our data. It means the payload that we have passed to our JWT token when we were in the login page. If not decoded, if the decoded data was not available, so again return an error message like this: invalid token. But if the token was okay, then we will just find the user. Const user is equal to, we will just use update user model dot find one, and we will find one based on ID. So where we can get now the ID, so the ID is decoded dot ID. That's, I will just explain it to you. Whenever we verify our token, we will get decoded data. So let's move back to the login. I will show to you. Here in the login system, come here. We have just stored our ID here in the payload. So whenever we verify our user, so it will give us that ID. If the ID was not available, so then it will return an invalid token. It means the token is not valid. If the ID was available, so then we will find the user based on that ID, decoded.id. Now, dot select, we will call select method minus password. It means select the user without password. Now let's return the user. So we will just simply write request.user is equal to with user. It means with this request we attach the user. With the request that we have passed to this verify user, we have attached our user. Now we will call next. As I showed you, this next, it means that it will call back wherever you called this middleware, so it will move back there. It means everything is okay, so it will move now directly back there from where you called. Let's come here, auth controller. We have called that inside this verify route. Inside verify route, if everything is okay, so then it will move to verify method. If that was not, if there was an error, so it will return here the error. So now come here back to the verify method. I will return response.status 208.json success. Go back to chat, to home page. If response.data.message was success, so then navigate /chat. Else console.log error, it will display as the error. So let's go back. So we faced with an error, unexpected token, home.jsx, unexpected token. Let's check that back. Yeah, we have called that here as saying response access.get chat user verify headers chat token app response dot data dot message with success. I have just corrected that. Okay, access then to chat user to verify headers authorization barrier local storage chat token app response or data message was equal to success. Navigate to /chat. Now let's try it. For example, I want to go back to home page. So we are here right now. So let's log in now. Let's log in. So so whenever we log into the system, we should directly It says at the verify there is an error. Yeah, at the verify user we have an error. So it says cannot find module. Yeah, let's back user.js. So we directly come here back to the home page. But if I try back to go home page, so we come directly to the home page. So here we should at the home page we should implement that at the home page if response.data.message was equal to with success. So we should directly navigate back to /chat. So it is not working. So let's console response. What is the response? F fill that. So we failed with an error. It says the response which is failed with status code 404. Let's check the token. Is the token stored there inside local storage or not? Yeah, we have chat token. Yeah, that is okay. Let's go back to console. Close that. So we didn't come here because we faced with an error. We directly just come here. Let's console.log error. So yes, the problem was here. This is router.get, not post. Let's now refresh it login. So again, we have faced with an error. So let's now check the error. So now the error is that object parameter filter to find one must be an object got type string. So let's just change that. Okay, just come here and this is in find one. That ID. Now that is okay. Okay, we directly let's first of all close that, remove this alert system. Before, whenever we were moving to the home page, we directly move to the home page, but we can't move now to the home page because whenever we move directly to the home page, so it says that you are already authenticated, you should move to chat page, you can't move to back to the login and register page. But if we close, just come here, sorry, just come here, press F12. I would like to just remove the token. Let's delete this token. Let's refresh it now. Look at, we come back to home page because we don't have the token. So let's back login. So we come here back. Let's move back to home page. We can't move to the home page because we are logged in. We are authenticated users. So now let's come here. We will design our this chat page. So let's do it. Okay, we did verification of the user. Come here to the chat and we will just design now this. So our chart page should looks like this. Okay, at the left sidebar we will have users, at the right sidebar our charts. So let's design it and let's go back to home page. Our first two line, these are the same. So that is okay. Now inside these we will have sidebar. So let's create sidebar component. Just come here to the component and come here sidebar.jsx. So let's design now our sidebar. First of all, in input field, text, search. Down from that, we will just print our users. So let's first of all pitch users from the database, then we will print the users. So to pitch the users from database, let's just come here and we will use effect hook here, and we will directly pitch the users. Axios.git, and we will move to chat slash user slash users. Wait, also let's wrap our code through try catch block. There was an error, so we will move back to home page. So we will use const to navigate. If we pitch the user, so then we will store user somewhere. So we will store user inside a variable. This is an array. Users.data. So let's move now to chat users route to fetch users. Users, and we will call verify user also to validate the user, and here instead of this, now we will just pitch the users. So for the user, I will create another controller and the name of user. Just come here to the controller. I will name it user.controller.js. Let's import the users here. Inside the users, I will pitch the users now. So we have created a separate controller. So we need to create a separate route also, because this was per auth. So let's create a new just route user.js, import express. .git slash I have created a separate route for users. Let's remove this one. And also let's go back to the server, and in the server I will just import a user router user.js. Here I will just add users user router. That is okay. So now we will just change at the sidebar also. This is chat users, just simple users like this, and we will directly move here to the slash, and we will move directly to the users. Let's move back here to the users, and here we will implement now the logic to fetch the users. So let's wrap through try catch block. And here we will just response dot status. Inside this, first of all, we will get the user ID. Login user is equal to with the request dot user dot slash id. So I how I got this id. Okay, so just come here back. Whenever we call this verify user, so in the verify user we attached user. Let's just check that. I will just show to you. Yeah, verify user. In the verify user here, with the request I attached user, and to the user I assigned this user. So it means that we can access the user through request that user. So let's go back to user controller, and we will get the id request.user.id, the logged in user id. After getting that, now let's get all the users. Const all users is equal to await user model dot find. So we will use find method, okay, to fetch all the records. This all operator is from MongoDB, and it is used to fetch all the records without, okay, yeah, sorry, this is not all, but this is, let's just change this. Inside the find method we will just define id not equal to login user. So this means, okay, let's change this to async. So first of all, we will just get the user ID. After getting user ID, so here user model dot find all the users which has the ID, which ID is not equal to with login user. That user, don't fetch that user which has this ID. Okay, the logged in user. Then select the all properties of the document without password. Now let's return response. Return response dot status 200.json, and we can just simply return a message access and users, all the users. So let's go back now to the sidebar, and here we will get users.data dot users, because users.data dot users, and we will store the user inside this users variable. Now let's print the data. If users dot length was greater than 0, so it then print this data, else just print no users. Negative. No users. If the user's length was less than 0, so it means no users is there. So just come here inside the div. Now we will print our users. Simply, so inside this div element, inside this in image. So first of all, we will just print the image. So to print the image, so we cannot directly access the images. Okay, in the database we store just the name of the image, and also we have uploaded our images to the server side. So how we can access those images? So I will show to you. Okay, simply right now leave that like this, and after that we will have a span tag, and here we will just print the user dot username. You will just simply print the username right now, and later I will show you how to print the images. So did I import it? Let's also import which users, and come here back to the chat page. Yeah, I imported that there. Let's come here and log in. I have logged into the system. So we have search bar here, and it means no users. Okay, no users is existed. Look at the text. I will just add some, just come here to the sidebar, and if no users what existed, text white text to XL. So look at it, means no users existed right now. So what to do? Okay, so first of all I will just design it that we don't have users to display it. Later we will just add more users, then we will display at the left side. First of all I will design it. I will add the tailwind CSS classes to this sidebar to design it. Okay, here I will add some CSS tailwind CSS class names. So I have just designed, okay, added the tailwind CSS class width 1 per 4. It means divide our just user interface on 4 parts, and just assign one part to this one. It means one column, and 3 columns are assigned to the charts. And opacity beige black, and this is input field here space y. These are just some tailwind CSS classes that I have added, and also I have added this button for logout. Let's now check it. Okay, so it looks like this. It is right now here. Okay, later we will just correct it whenever we add the charts field also. So this was just the right. Okay, left one. Yeah, everything is okay. So right now we don't have any users. Just come here, no users. So let's just add users. Okay, let's add users. Let's just come here to the inspect, and I will come here to the application, delete token ID, and come here and let's log in, sign up, hurry 5, sign up. So I have signed up. Let's now check it again. User log in. So we can't see the users. Let's just check that. So the problem is that we should pass header with this users also. So let's pass the header. So to pass the header, for that we need to do something as we did in the login and register. I think I did in the home page. Yes, just come here to the home page. As I passed the header, let's pass the header with this sidebar one also. So that is okay now. Let's now refresh it. So look at, we have the first image. Look at to the image, but this is just fixed. That's why we can see exactly. So here we have a user, it means, okay, we have a user. So we can add another user also. So let's add another user. I will add that. So right now we have two users. Look at, so now whenever we press this a user, so we should see the chat area at the right side and also an input field at the right side, okay, down here. So but before implementing that, let's go back to our chat page. We have implemented our sidebar, that is okay, but one thing else, that whenever we implement our sidebar should looks like this, and also at the right side, whenever we didn't start any chat right now, so we should see this start chat message. When we click a user, then we will start chatting. Let's go back to the chat page, and in the chart page down from sidebar, now we will implement the charts area. So by default we will display this page, okay, start a chart. So for that we will create a variable, first of all, const chart initiated. Is chart initiated or not? By default this is false. And also one or another variable for chats, our charts, okay, we will store our charts here, all our messages, it means this is in array with us. So by default the chart is not initiated, so let's just try chat initiated. If the chat was it means not initiated, so then we will if the chat was initiated, so then we will display the chats here inside this. If the chat was not initiated, then we will display that welcome, it means start a chat. Right now we don't have any message to display. Sorry, just remove this one. So let's just wrap this whole code through a div element. Yeah, so chat initiated. So here we have a div element, and also here we have a div. If the chat was not initiated, so inside this div element we will implement our logic. Let's implement that. So here we will just print that start chat like this, something like this. So to print that, for that we will just come here to home page, and from home page we will copy this text, okay, like this one. I will just add some classes to this div element also. So after adding these classes, let's save it and let's check it now. Yes, everything is okay. Just come here. So right now welcome, so it looks like this. I will just make it okay. I will just add some CSS design to this div element also, to this one. So I have added, okay, these div classes. This one had a width 2/4, and the sidebar had width 1/4, and this has width 3/4. So it's like this. Let's just make it 3XL. Yeah, that is okay. Welcome, and everything is okay, perfect. So now whenever we click a chart like here, okay, like this, when we click a chart, so we will display this page. It means the charts, if the charts were available, we will display the charts, print the charts, and also a forum at the end. So for this let's do it. Just come here and we will do implement all the logic here. So first of all, we will just change the value of this chat initiated. It means that whenever we click, coming to the server, whenever we click on a user, so then we will initiate the chat. So let's first of all pass this chat initiated to this sidebar. We'll just pass it chat initiated, and also we will pass it chats. Yes. So after passing these two variables, let's just tag them inside the sidebar. We'll just get these props. Whenever we click on a user, just come here, and this is a user, this is a user. Whenever we click on that, on click, and we will just change the value up set chat initiated, this one. Change the value that to true. Save that. Or whenever we click a user, so we will just call a new function. Instead of this, let's call a new function. Okay, start chat, it means start chat, and also we will pass the user ID. Let's create now this chart in this function. That has been changed. Whenever we change the value, so here we will print just simple. I will just print a message that chat initiated. So let's, for example, press this user. So look at chat initiated. We have this chat initiated. Now we will just print whenever we the chat initiated, we will print a forum also at the end. If the chats were available, we will display the chats. If the chats were not available, we will display the forum at the end. So to display the forum at the end, for that we will create, just come here, we will create a new component and the name of forum. This is just design. Okay, later we will add messages and we will pitch the messages for every users. So I will just design this form. This form should looks like this. Okay, just an input field and also a button. So this is just the chat, the forum component. We have div element in input field, and also let's remove this one. I think we need this, and a button. This is just for a send button, and let's display, let's import it inside. Okay, here we will just import that forum. Save that. Let's check it. So we paste with an error. Let's check it. What we have. Yeah, we will just, let's create a const message set message. So whenever we change the value, so we will just store the, whenever we write something in this input field, we will store the value inside this message box. So let's initiate the chat. So the chat has been initiated, but the forum is existed here. Let's just change some tailwind CSS classes to design this. Okay, the chat, this should be at the end, and also this should be at the start, and this logout button should be at the end. So for that, just come here to the chat. We need to just fix something here. Okay, I will just fix them here. I have just removed a few extra classes from this div top div element. So finally it looks like this. Okay, these are our chats and this is the input field. So now whenever we initiate chat, So when we write something and press a button, so we should send the messages, we should store the messages. Per whole this process, right now here we have chat initiated. Okay, so let's before printing the messages, the chats, we will create models per chats. We will store them chats there. Okay, it means that we will move to server side and we will just implement it. We will just create models for our charts. Just come here to the models. First of all, I will just drop this one, controllers and middleware models. So as we created a model per user, so now let's create a model per message and conversation. I will explain it to you. Message.js and also one per conversation. So here we will just create the schema per messages and here per the conversation. So I have created the schema for the models per message and conversation. We need these two models, okay, for our real-time chat application. First of all, let's move to the conversation. In the conversation, in this schema, we have just participant, one field which is participant, and the second one is timestamp. Timestamp is just used to add created art and updated art, two fields. This is just for the time. But this participant, this is important. This participants is in array with us, and this store the IDs of user like this. Okay, this participant is the field inside this conversation schema, and we have assigned to this properties. This is an array and the type is ID and reference user. It means thus in this array we will store the IDs of users. For example, let's show you. We have users A, B and C. We have these three users in our real-time chat app. If E and B start a conversation, so here we will store the IDs of A and B. It means that these two chats, A and B, these two users has chatted with each other, has messaged with each other. Okay, but whenever B or A, for example, A also chatted with C, so it will store again the IDs of A and C in another, okay, participants. It means that it will store the A and C IDs also in the participants. These two chats also started conversation. So this is the schema of the conversation. Now let's move to the messages. In the messages, we will store the conversation ID, okay, the conversation which we have created. And the sender, the type is ID, okay, references conversation. The sender, okay, we will store the ID of the sender who sent the message, reference user, and content. We will just store our content. It means our message inside this content. We have these two models. Now we will implement the socket.io, okay, our the whole, okay, the main thing which is socket.io to send and receive the live chats. So for that sockets, let's create a folder. Inside this, let's create a file. And inside this socket, now let's start our code, okay, for our socket, okay, to implement the real-time chat application. So for the socket file, first of all, we will just import server, import from socket.io. Then we will just import the HTTP server also. So after importing that, let's import the Express also. So let's create first of all our HTTP server. Dot create server, and we will assign our app. So let's do something here. We will just create Express app here. So we have assigned our Express app to this create HTTP server. Okay, to this HTTP server. We have created this HTTP server through create server. So after creating that, now let's create an object, const io object, new server. We will assign our server here we will just assign the sorry, this is, let's change this to server. And here we will just define cars also, cars, and who can just send and receive messages. Just origin static, it means all people can send and receive messages. And also we can define methods. Post. So what we did here, we created object new server and we assign HTTP server to this new server. So what it will do, it will just bind. It will bind our server, HTTP server, and our circuit server. It will bind both of them here, and we created an instance and object of IO. So after creating this, now let's use this object. Okay, so to use this object, we will simply write IO dot on connection So whenever a user join the circuit server, a user join our chat app, so it will call this method io.connection. So whenever it call this connection, so this circuit is that user which has joined with our chat app. And here let's just print console.log user joined. And here let's just simply write circuit.id. We will print the ID of that user. This circuit is instance, it means this circuit is assigned to every user who joined our chat, and this is the ID of that circuit. So let's do it. Okay, whenever we joined, right now we can't see. Okay, let's go to the browser. We can't see that the user joined. Okay, we can't see this message right now, but one thing else, let's export app and server, and let's import them here. Instead of creating that, we don't need to create that, we will simply import them. Sorry, /circuit.js. So here we will just use server.listen, and come here back and in the connection. So we will just now move to our frontend to use our frontend circuit client. So we can't see now the message that user joined because we are logged in here. Okay, we are logged in, but we can't see a message that a user is logged in, but we will implement configure that on our front side also. Let's go back here and we will move to our home page, or we can move to our app.js. Simply here import IO from circuit.io.client, and here just write io.const or .connect localhost, port number is 5000. So now whenever a user come just to this app component, so it will create connection with our server circuit. It means with this one io.connection, and it will just console.log user joined. Let's now check it. So look at we can see that. Just come here, let's refresh it. Yeah, we have refreshed that. Just come here, look at user joined. Okay, user, this is the ID, the circuit ID, the circuit assigned to every user who joined our chat, and it has a unique ID for every user. So this is this user that I have joined. Okay, for this user it has assigned this ID. So after creating connection, now we will emit. It means that we will render an event to the server. So first of all, we will listen to an event on this server from user side. Okay, whenever a user start a chat, it means whenever we press this chat, so we will just render an event. So let's listen for that event. Simply we will just write circuit dot on join. Whenever it joins, so we will pass also a receiver ID. It means that whenever we render this event join, so we will pass the receiver ID also. We will pass that from front end. Okay, I will show you, but in the server we will handle like this. So simply let's create an object first of all. Const online users is equal to an empty object. This is an empty object with us, and here we will store all the users who are online, who are joined with chat. Simply here I will just write online users receiver ID is equal to circuit dot ID. So what it will do to this object, it will assign a key. Key is the receiver ID and value is the circuit ID for all users. And let's now print a message. Receiver circuit ID dot ID. So let's render this event from front end. Okay, so let's go back to our sidebar. So whenever we click a user, we call this start chat function. Okay, look at, whenever we click a user, so we start a chat and we pass the ID to this start chat, and let's render an event here. So here to render an event, first of all, we need to have our circuit, okay, that we have created. Let's go back to app.jsx. We have this is our circuit that we have created. Let's pass this to chat. And pass this to sidebar also. So here we will just emit that circuit dot emit join. We will pass the user ID also. Right now user joined. Okay, user joined. Look at directly user joined. So we will just print, just come here to the circuit and to the join receiver, and we will print this message also now. Okay, whenever we move to the users, so we will print that message. Let's refresh it. So we are at the user. Let's click one of them. So after clicking that, let's now look at receiver. This is the ID and this is the circuit ID that we have assigned. So after doing this, now whenever we just write a message and press send button, let's send message between those two users. Okay, the one who is logged in and the one who initiated and the one who he clicked. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go back here and let's close this and let's move to the forum. Okay, we will move to forum. In forum, so whenever we click this submit button, this send button, so we will claim send the message. So this sample just simply let's wrap this code through a forum. And on submit or send message. Send message. Let's create now this function. So let's first of all just get the user ID also. Const user ID is equal to window dot local storage. We have stored our user ID inside local storage. user ID. Inside this send message, we can send message through socket.emit also to pass the data, but instead of that I will use a HTTP request to send the message. Simply inside this, let's use const response is equal to axios. First of all, let's make it asynchronous function. Axios.post, we will make it a post request. /5000 chat/message /send, and we will also pass the user the receiver ID plus. So to pass the receiver ID, for that we need, here whenever we click that, we need to pass the receiver ID, where we can get the receiver ID. So let's pass the receiver ID from chat. Okay, chat.js component. From here we have the receiver ID. Here is the receiver. Where is the receiver ID? We don't have the receiver ID here. Sidebar. Okay, sidebar chat initiated. So let's create our variable for receiver ID. Set receiver. So how to update this receiver ID? So we need to pass just this to the sidebar. Okay, and we will update the value from sidebar. So let's pass the receiver ID. Okay, just come here to this sidebar, set receiver ID, receiver ID. So let's distract this inside the sidebar. So here we will just update the receiver ID. Okay, we will assign ID. So now let's pass receiver ID to forum also. And let's distract it there. Plus receiver ID. So after passing that, now down from that, whenever we post the message and store the message, let's update our charts. Okay, we will update our charts. So to update our charts, let's pass charts again from our, let's first of all close all these tabs. From charts, I will pass just charts also. Set charts, set charts. Let's distract them inside forum, and I will update charts here. Also I need to pass the charts. Okay, so charts, and also so I will just show you. Okay, first of all I will pass charts also from because we have set charts and charts variable inside this chat page, and we have passed them to the forum. Now let's distract them, and whenever I press the submit button, it means that I would like to pass a message So I will call this send message. So after calling this send message, I will pass first of all message to the server side. I will store the message there. After successful store, so then I will update my set charts. So to update my set charts, it means that in the charts variable, here I have all the messages between these two users. So whenever it press the send message button, so it should update, it should add the new message also to those chats. So we cannot pitch the data from server side, first of all store the message in the messages, then pitch them, then display the user. That is a long process. So instead of that, the new message, we directly push that to charts like this. Okay, we add that to the charts and we update that like this. We are adding new message to the user like this, to the sender like this. We are attaching that at the end. So you know that in the message model has content and sender and also conversation ID, but here just for the temporary time I have just used the content, which is message, and sender, which is user ID. But in the database I will store the conversation ID and everything, every step. Now let's store. Okay, whenever we press that button, we will store message inside the server side. So let's do it. We will move to this route and we will store message there. Let's also pass the message. Content message, and we will pass header also. So let's pass the header as we passed here. We have passed the header and everything. That is okay. Let's move now to this route, to the server side. So first of all, let's create route for message, and inside the message let's import first of all Express. From Express, import let's import this route inside the server as we have imported here for these. Message, let's go check that. Okay, message slash send message, and we will come here to the send, and we will receive the ID. So let's name it receiver ID. Let's get that const receiver request.params. So we will receive this receiver ID from the URL using request.params, and const we will also receive the sender ID. sender id is equal to request.user.id. This step I have explained you early. Content request.body. Content is the message. Now let's first of all just find the conversation. So to find the conversation, it means these two users has chat before or not. So let conversation is equal to conversation dot find one participants all sender id receiver id. So just find the conversation based on the sender and receiver id. This all means without any order. Okay, if the sender is before or the receiver is before, but if this conversation, these participants were existed, so find that. Now if not conversation, if the conversation was not existed, so then what it should do, it will create a new conversation. Conversation is equal to new conversation. So to new conversation we will just pass participants. This is an array, sender id, receiver id. So we have created a new conversation. If the conversation, it means if these users were not chat before, so it will create a new conversation for these two users. So after creating the conversation, now let's store the message. So let's first of all save this conversation. Conversation dot save. Now let's create a new message. Okay, const new message is equal to new message model, and to this message model we will add first of all conversation id. So the conversation id is equal to with conversation that we has created right now id, and after that sender id, and content, and after that created at new date. So now let's save this new message. Message.save. New message. So it means that we have stored our message successfully, and also we have created conversation if the conversation was not existed before. So let's do it now. Let's now create a new message. Just come here and create this one, and I would like to just send a message. What happened to this user interface? Just come here to the back to the chat, the forum. Here I need to add just a label. So it means that I should add this flex item center. Yes, that is okay now. So let's send now a message. From home I am I have logged in as a user, so let's send hi, and I would like to send a message to array from user. Let's press send button. So it means no users existed, and let's just solve the error. Where is the error? JWT expired, so it means that JWT was expired. So let's go back and let's log in as user. Logged in. So after login, let's move to array user, send button. So if we came directly back here, so we should not, let's check it. No error. Receiver ID user giant. But let's check the database. So we have conversation and messages. No conversation and messages has been created. Let's go back to the message. I think we didn't create the route. Just come here. We have added chat message user router. Just come here to the message router. That is okay. And I have implemented everything here, but instead of this, I should create a controller. But let's leave controller. Like, okay, we don't need a controller. I will just call here the verify user. So I didn't just wrap my code through try catch block. Let's wrap that. Now it will show me the error. Where is the error? So it will display me the error. So well, let's check it now. Oh yeah, I think I didn't just implemented e.prevent default send message. Okay, so here I should just get e.prevent default, because this is a forum. Let's just come here. Yeah, let's now just try it. Let's just come here. Seeing that, so it says referential access is not defined. So let's check it. Access is not defined here. Saying that we faced with an access error. So let's now check the error. So we don't have any error here. That is okay. Complete. Let's check the message. No message stored. Just the access error is that it's status code 404. Forum.jx 24. So the problem was here we should write message router instead of user router. Paste that and save that. Now let's try it. Let's send it now. Press send button. So after send we didn't receive any message. Let's check it now. So no error also. Let's check our messages now. Come here and refresh it. So look at, we have just saved our post message and our post conversation ID. Participants, 2 users in different IDs. So this was our first successful message. So whenever we send message, we should display the message for the users also. Okay, we come here to the forum. I just commented this. Shift. Save that. So we didn't display the messages in chat, so we cannot see directly message here. So we did, it means that we saved message successfully. So now let's first of all display the messages. Okay, so whenever but one thing else that we should, so yeah, displaying the message on screen and default. Okay, whenever we send, before that let's implement to fetch the messages and display them on the screen. So let's do it. So whenever we click on this user, so we will start a chat and we will display the messages. Let's go there. Just come here to the sidebar. So whenever we click on a user, we start a chat. Inside this start chat, we will pitch our chats also from the database. So let's do it as we did in the forum. We will copy this whole step. Come here to the sidebar and just try cage. Paste the code here. And state of this, let's make it asynchronous function. Axios.post. Here this is get because we want to get the messages, and local messages, instead of send we will just receive messages or read. And this is the receiver ID, so we can change it to ID because we have ID here. And content, we don't need content, we don't want to pass anything. And header, yeah, we have passed the header. And set charts, to the set charts we will just write response dot data. That is okay. So now let's read the messages. Just come here to the message. Here we have just received the messages. Here let's read the messages. Router dot get slash read slash we will receive ID, receiver ID, verify user, so let's first of all just receive the conversation ID and the sender ID. Okay, as we did here, we'll just copy and paste this code. Request.user ID, and after that we would like to just find the conversation between 2 users. Const conversation is equal to await conversation dot find one. We would like to just find a conversation. So as we did here, okay, as we found the conversation here, we just want to just copy this code. So that is okay. Const. If the conversation was not available, if not conversation, so then what we should do, we will return an error. Return not error, just a response dot status type for not found dot JSON, and here we will return message not found. If the conversation didn't found, so then we will return not found. Otherwise, if the conversation found it, so then we will just return all messages. messages is equal to await message dot find, and inside find we will just define the conversation ID. The conversation ID is equal to the conversation dot slash ID. Okay, with this conversation ID, if the just the conversation ID is equal to with this find based on conversation ID, and after finding that, then we will sort the data. So after finding that, now let's sort it. So to set it, we will simply just write created at 1, it means ascending. Save that. Now let's return the response. Messages, return the messages. If there was any error, so return I found it. Save that. Dot response dot data dot message. Okay, just come here to the back to the charts, to the sidebar. So yes, access dot get read plus ID set chart response dot data. So here we will just specify one thing else. If there was an error, okay, if we paste with this error, it means we return this 404 not found. So then we will, how we will handle this scenario? So for that we will simply write if error dot response dot data dot message was equal to with not found, simply set charts assign an empty array. It means there is no message inside the array. We didn't message early before. This is their first time. Otherwise, so here that set charts response to data. Now let's display the charts. Come here to the charts and we will display charts here. Just here. So I wrote the code, okay, because the video length increased. So we will display messages like this. I have added just this code right now. Okay, look at this code. Down we have our form. So I have added this code. How? First of all, charts. Okay, charts variable that we have. Okay, charts. If the charts were available, so then charts.map go through charts and display them. Like this is a div element, that is okay. If here, if the chart that sender word user ID, it means if the message was, whenever it is going through messages, if the sender was the one who sent the message, so it will display that at the right side. If that was the receiver, so then it will display that at the left side. It is just simple logic like that for the sender and receiver to display messages at the right and left side. Again, here we will just use here the messages. If that was sender, so then we will assign bg below. If that was receiver, we will assign bg white, and finally we will display the content, the message. So let's now check, okay, what happened. Just come here, let's place our array and we paste with an error. So let's move to F12. Where is the error? User ID is not defined. Yes, that is okay. Let's, in chart.jsx, user ID is not defined. This user ID is not defined. So let's do it. Const user ID is equal to window dot local storage dot get item, because we already have user ID inside the local storage. So that is okay. Press an array, just one message Yusuf. Okay, because I sent a message to Yusuf early, a message to the Yusuf. Okay, I wrote just Yusuf. So let's simply just write something else. Hi Yusuf, hi Arif, I am Yusuf. Let's press send button. So look at, we displayed the message successfully. But how we can receive it on other Arif also? For example, Arif is logged in somewhere else. Let's do it. Log in. Let's move to Yusuf. We receive message. Okay, we have messages. But when we send message, a new message like, let's first of all just clean the message area. This is forum message. An empty string. So let's, for example, I send a new message. Welcome. I have message here, but here I don't have the new message. So for that, we need to use the socket IO. Let's go and implement this logic. Come here to the messages. Before, first of all, let's move to the socket. I will implement that in the socket. I will create a function here. Just come here. Here I will create a function now. So just come here. I will create a function here. Const. I will export it also. Export get function export const get receiver socket ID, and here I will pass receiver ID also. So to return the receiver socket ID, I will just use inline users receiver ID. Simply, okay. I will call this function. So it means that I will send message to the receiver socket. So how to do that? Let's go back to this message where I send messages. Come here to the send messages, and in the send messages, after saving the message, just come here. Here I will send the message to the receiver also. I will do something like this. First of all, const receiver socket ID is equal to get receiver socket ID, and I will pass the receiver ID to that. Look at me, I have the receiver ID. I called that function, okay, get receiver socket ID, and from there I will get the receiver socket. Now I will just emit the message to the receiver like this. Just simply come here and I will app receiver socket ID. If it was existed, so then I will use IO dot, okay, IO, I have IO here. Yes, I can't access IO here, so let's import the IO. I will import IO also from this socket.js because we have implemented exported the IO. Let's export IO here. Yes, here we have IO. So after importing IO, let's now implement back the logic. Just come here where I was. Just come here. Yes, here. IO dot to receiver socket ID dot emit new message comma message new message. So this will emit this new message that we has created, okay, this new message that we pitched, that we got, okay, from front end. So it will emit this message to the receiver socket, to the receiver. So now we will get this new message for receiver also. So to get it for the receiver, let's move to the back to the front end. Let's go to chart.jsx, and here we will implement a user effect, use effect. And update it whenever the socket is re-rendered. Let's just come here, and here in this use effect, I will just simply get socket dot on new message, and I will get a message. So let's update our set charts. Set charts, we will get a state, and inside that we will get the previous state, and just add the sender, which is message dot sender, and also content content. What we did, whenever we emitted from server side circuit, so we will get that here on the front end circuit.on new message. Whenever we render that from the event from server side circuit, so we will get that here on new message. Whenever new message rendered, so we will get a message. So we will update our seed charts, okay, the previous charts, and also add a new chart. So let's now check it. Come here to the RE. Okay, I will just send a new message. Right now we have just these 3 messages. Let's now send a new message. New message, bro. New message. Let's send it. Look at, we have here, and again we didn't receive the message. So let's check why we didn't receive the message. Okay, so let's come here. We have sent, but by refreshing we have, let's send one another. Let's send that. So it means that the receiver circuit, the receiver is not getting the message. There is the problem in circuit, okay, to receive the message. So let's go back and where we have passed the circuit, just come here to the sidebar, and here circuit.id. Instead of this id, we should pass user id. Okay, the user id we can get that from local storage as we have stored, but instead of that, let's pass this circuit.io that join. We will just cut this line, and also we will remove circuit from this sidebar. We don't need that here. And also come here to the sidebar, remove circuit, because I will use that line inside this chart.jsx for the user. Let's use effect hook, paste that line here, and just come here. Instead of this id, we will pass user id. Okay, we need to pass the user id whenever it is joining with the circuit, whenever it is joining the circuit server. So let's now refresh that and check that. Okay, just come here to the RE. So let's send a message. Hey bro, let's send this one. Message has been sent. Look at, we directly received the message, but we received the message twice. Let's resolve this problem also, because we should not receive it twice. So for that resolving this issue, let's create a function. Just come here, and here I will create a new function, new message, or we can new handle new messages. And inside this function, we will just now call this set charts. Cut this line and paste that here. Remove this line. Instead of that, let's remove this and call that function here, handle new messages. And let's now close the function. Okay, clean up function. So to clean up the function, for that simply let's write circuit dot off. Sorry, we should just write return circuit dot off, and inside this off we will just mention new message comma handle, call that function. So that is it. And also we will pass here the receiver id. Save that. So it will solve the problem. Yeah, that is okay. Let's now check that RE, and let's send a message. Okay, hello Yusuf, send that, and let's receive that. We didn't receive the chat. Let's check where is the error. So yeah, we should write here the message. Okay, yeah, message, I forgot that. Save that now. Yeah, just come here from RE. Hello Yusuf, let's send a new one. Good morning, send that. Look at, we received that once. Okay, we can see that again. What are you doing? What are you doing? We have that clients in from this one. So let's just solve this overflow problem also. So for overflow, just come here down and come here to the chat and just make it as fragment. Okay, this div, remove this right now. So you can solve that by using tailwind CSS classes, but I will just remove this so we can solve the problem. Okay, fine. So we have received the message fine from a receiver. Uh, no, we should just simply let's send a message. How are you? Yeah, let's send it a message. The message has been sent. Yeah, how are you? And here we can we received again 3 times. We received 3 times this message. Let's resolve this problem. Let's come here to the chat. So everything is okay, I think. Yeah, Jane. Yeah, everything is okay. Okay, let's refresh it, and I think there is no problem to see. Yeah, just come here down. Fine. What about you? Let's send it now. So look at, we have this message here, and just come here to the array back, and that is okay. Let's send a new one, something like this. Look at, we have that message, and we have just once. Okay, there is no problem in sending messages. How are you? Send from Yusuf. Look at, how are you? And here we will receive just once, how are you, the message. So there was no problem. And we have solved that issue also. What else we need? Just let's yeah, there is another issue that, for example, I am chatting. Okay, Yusuf is chatting with Ari. Okay, Ari has opened the Yusuf chat, but we are receiving and sending messages. Okay, there is no problem. But if Arif is chatting with Asif, okay, Arif is chatting with Asif, but Yusuf send a message to Arif. So what happened? Let's do it. For example, here Arif send this message. Okay, so after sending this message, let's open it. So it's received in the Asif conversation. It means that Arif was chatting with Asif, so he received the message which was sent from Yusuf to Arif. So he should see that in this conversation, in Yusuf conversation, not in the Asif conversation. So he received this message inside the Asif conversation. So this is a big problem. Okay, so we should not see that message here. Okay, like for example, he has opened the Asif conversation, and Yusuf has sent a message. Like this is a message. Okay, send it, but that has opened in the Asif conversation. But after refreshing, you will not see, because that is stored in the database. But for the temporary time, when the circuit receive the message, circuit is displaying that message to all the users whose account he has opened. For example, if Arif has opened the Yusuf conversation, that is okay. But if Arif opened the Asif conversation, again he received the messages who is sent, some other friends are sending to him. So for resolving this issue, we will just specify if he were opened. Okay, so in the sidebar we have implemented before the logic that whenever he click a chat, a conversation, so in the receiver ID we will assign the ID of that one. If he click Asif, so in the receiver ID, in the receiver variable, we will have the ID of Asif. If he open the Yusuf, so in the receiver ID we will have the ID of Yusuf. So now whenever a sender receive a message, send a message to a receiver, so here we will define if the receiver ID was equal to with the sender ID, so then it will display the message, otherwise not. So let's do it. Okay, so here simply in this handle new message method, I will simply specify if receiver ID was equal to with message that sender. Okay, in the message we have sender field, so display the message, otherwise don't display the message. Simply this logic. Let's open it. Now he has opened Asif conversation and Yusuf is sending a message like this. We have sent a new message, so we can see that in the Asif conversation, but in the Yusuf conversation we can send that. Let's send a use to Yusuf. Hey Yusuf. That's okay. So far the homework for you is that you should implement, okay, by default whenever you open the chat, you should move to the last of these chats. That is, you can use ref hook for this, okay, to directly move to the last end, to the end of the chats. So now let's implement the logout functionality. When you replace this logout, we want to log out user from the system. So for the logout, come here to the sidebar, logout button. On click, handle logout. Let's create this function. We can simply remove the token. Chat token, and also we can remove the user ID which was stored inside the local storage. Yeah, here simply just write these notations, and after that we will move directly user to the navigate to the home page. We will navigate him to the home page. So let's try it. Let's press logout. So we directly log out from the system. Logout. So that's okay. Now let's do something else. Okay, that is to display the images of users. So we want to display these messages. So to display these messages of user, for that, come here to the server side. In the server side, we will just add app.use express.static. Here we will specify the folder, which is public folder. Wherever you store the message in the server side, just specify that folder. So we can access now the images. How we can access these images which are in the public images folder? So I will show to you. Just come here. Here the port number of server side is 5000/images/ the name of image. So let's copy the name of one image. Let's, for example, rename this. Copy this image name. Paste that .png. So we can receive the image. But if we don't write this line, let's comment this line now. Save that and let's refresh it. Look at, we cannot get the messages, the images folder. So far is solving this issue. Again, uncomment this. Save that so we can receive that. Now, how to receive these images in the front end? In the front end, we have stored this name. Okay, this area we have stored in the database. We are fetching this area from the database. But the rest of this, okay, localhost 5000 images, we will copy this path and we will put this path before the image name. So let's move to the sidebar, to the images where we display the user image. Here, backtick, paste that, then the name of the image, which is user.image. Simple like that. So let's move now to our application. Look at, we can see the images of user. So that is how we can do it. So it was all about Asif. I will just send a message to Asif also. Let's send that. Let's open the conversation of Asif also, because we didn't chat with the Asif. So that is port number 4. Yeah, you suppose send a message. Simple like welcome. So here, yeah, that is welcome. So it was all about our chat application. Your homework is that whenever you open the chats, you should move directly to the end of chats smoothly. Okay, use the ref hook for that. This is the hint. Okay, to use the ref hook and move to the end of the chats. So it is all about chat app application. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, like this video and comment down. Thanks for watching.